Hill, please.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I think I'd also like to support this strategy, but first of all, I'd like to make the point that the reason that we need an inclusion and diversity strategy is because sometimes the right people for the right role struggle against circumstances which they cannot control, and the fact that they are not in certain positions because of those institutional barriers harm us all as a society and as a council, and I think it's vital that we understand that. I think, therefore, it's really good that the focus of this strategy is on embedding inclusive practice in our core business, because too often diversity policies end up just paying lip service, but I'm quite optimistic that because of the work and the commitment that's gone into this strategy, that we can avoid that. And it's also my firm belief that without equality, without inclusion, without diversity, if we're serious about early intervention and prevention, we can't tackle one without tackling the other. That one of the best and earliest interventions that we can do is to tackle fundamental structural inequalities that leave people with lifelong disadvantages that they can never hope to overcome. And I think that it's important that we recognise how much this strategy does tie into many of the social issues that this administration and others around the country and other parties are all committed to tackling. One of the striking things, I know we're going to be discussing the anti-poverty agenda tonight, and one of the striking things in that strategy is the fact that money worries disproportionately affect certain ethnic groups. National policies such as bedroom tax, welfare reform and, to be fair, policies of previous governments have disproportionately affected groups such as the disabled and the chronically ill. Certain mental health problems are likely to affect the gay community more severely, and I've paid tribute before to the work that Cllr O'Neill's done advocating for trans rights. Now that group, and a staggeringly high percentage of that group, have been victims of hate crime. So there are still very serious barriers within various groups to people achieving their full potential, and surely that's something we should all be committed to. And I think it's absolutely right that we have a standalone policy for the reason that disadvantage and inequalities do exist. But we really can't and shouldn't separate that policy from all the other work that this council does, both as an employer but also in the influence that we can bring to bear as a commissioner and as individuals, because one of the most important steps towards equality, inclusion and diversity, if we do it right, it doesn't stop here and it can't be contained in a strategy. It's in our day-to-day lives, homes, families, workplaces, and in everything that we do. But this is a really excellent starting point. I think it represents a lot of work, a lot of commitment, and I'm really happy to support it. Thank you.